recall that when you the coordinates of a point, the x coordinate always comes first and the y coordinate comes after. So therefore a point is equal to a bracket, you put x comma y. But I say, what is the coordinates of A? Now A is on the y-axis, and on the y-axis x is 0, and on the x-axis y is 0. That's very important. So therefore coordinate A, the coordinates of A or the point A will be such that the coordinates will be 0, comma a number. Remember the x coming first, and x is 0 on the y-axis. So you're going to have 0, comma a number for A. So let's call this number y. Remember, A is on the y-axis. So you see up there, y has a value. Let's say y is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, y is equal to 4, y is equal, all the time x is 0, you know. So it's 0, comma a number. So we know already on the y-axis, x is 0. So therefore now we can substitute x equals 0 in the equation to solve for y. So knowing that x is 0 on the y-axis, to get that value of y, to complete the point, in this equation we can substitute 0 in the place of x, because we know x is 0 on the y-axis, and we can solve for y. 3 times 0 is 0. So we are left with 7y is equal to 28. And we simply have to just divide by 7 to make y the subject, to get y by the 7, to solve for y. We divide by 7 on the left, and we have to divide by 7 on the right. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So therefore, y is equal to 4. So now we can complete the point A. We can clearly say now A is 0, comma 4. You see? Here is 0, comma 0 in the origin. 0, comma 1, 0, comma 2, 0, comma 3 is 0, comma 4. Y is 4. You see y is 4 at A according to our calculations. Now, B now is the other way around. B on the x-axis, y is 0. These are the x's. So therefore now, the point B will be such that it will be a number, comma 0 for B, because y that will be 0 on the x-axis. So let's call this number x because it's on the x-axis we are. Okay, now we have to solve for that number, but we know the value of y is 0 on the x-axis. A number, comma 0, 1, comma 0, 2, comma 0, 3, comma 0. All these are the x's, comma 0. So since we know y is equal to 0 on the x-axis, we substitute y equals 0 in the equation, and then we solve for x. So on the x-axis we are, so y is 0. Okay, and 0 times any number is 0. So therefore, this nullifies, and we are left with 3x is equal to 28. And we have to divide by 3 to cancel out 3 to solve for x. Because remember, it's on the x-axis we are. So x has a number on its axis, y is 0 on the x-axis, but x has numbers on its axis, because on the x-axis we are. So what number is that? That will be 28 divided by 3. 28 divided by Well, 3 nines are 27. So 20 divided by 3 will be, let's say, 9, 9 and a third. Okay. So now we can complete the point B, because right now we know the value of x. So it will be 9 and a third, comma 0. Now part 3 now is asking for the length of a line segment. Let's call up the formula for the length of a line segment. So here's the formula for length of line when you have 2 points. It has a square root sign in it. So we must label the coordinates of points A and B in order to substitute into this formula. So let's refer to point A. Let's refer to point A as point 1. And let's refer to point B as point 2. You know, according to the alphabet, A coming first, B coming after, 1 coming first, 1 coming after. So A is point 1 and B is point 2. So A has the x1s and the y1s, and B has the x2s and the y2s. So therefore, x1 is equal to 0, and y1 is equal to 4. And B now is considered to be point 2. So therefore, x2 is equal to 9 and a third, which is 28 over 3. So you can put it back as 28 over 3. And y2 equal to 0. So now we can substitute into this formula. So let's make a template of the formula and substitute into the formula. Now notice that the formula comes with a negative sign. So it's now a good opportunity to put our negative sign here. And now we're going to substitute x1. x1 is 0. x2 minus x1. x2 is 28 over 3. And minus x1 is 0. Okay, be very careful. Now y2 is 0 minus y1 is 4. Okay, so we're going to calculate these. You can use your calculator. Remember, you are allowed to use calculator in this course. I'm going to use Excel as my calculator. So I'm going to copy this, go to Excel, and press equal and Control V, paste. 28 over 3 minus 0 is 28 over 3. So what's the big deal? So let's go back. This can be done mentally. So 28 over 3 minus 0 is 28 over 3, and 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Okay, so now we're going to square 28 over 3, and we're going to square negative 4. So we can go to Excel and say 28 over 3 all squared is equal to 87.11. And we all know offers a 16, a negative times a negative is a positive. So now we have to add 87.11 and 16. before we square root because they are under the square root sign. So we can simply copy this and go to our calculator. Just type equal and Control V and enter. So that's 103.111. And now we have to square root 103.111. Can do that right there. Equal SQR. Call up the square root function. Square root this number there. Close bracket, enter. Which of course we're getting 10.154. So that will be the length of the line that join these 2 points, A and B.